What's going on, people? Welcome back to Cage's channel. Back with another match review, another day, another game. I thought I'd just do something completely random right now because the result was random today. Listen, like Timo Werner, I've got no composure right now. Um, it was Leeds United coming away from Manchester City with a 2-1 victory. And, well, oi, oi, oi. Honestly, I've got no composure right now. My thoughts are all over the place. It's a huge, 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 huge result. Like, as I said in the last review, I was kind of worried about the game. You're going to be worried. It's Manchester City. They're one of the best teams in the world, never mind just the country. And it's like, well, okay. But kickoff came up to it, and I wasn't so nervous. I thought, let's just do what we can do and play our game. And you know what? We did it. We did it a little bit up to the point of, I said enough, but we'll get into all of that. Yeah, yeah, that's what they keep saying. You know what it is? I rarely, rarely ever listen to the build-up. As you guys know, I just usually switch on the game when the game starts and go from there, watch the game, and that's it. And you could tell with the build-up today that, Jolie and Les got talking about that we can't go any further than this is our ceiling playing in this way. I don't know how many times I've got to be clear about this. You can play any way you want when you've got the players. So if Liverpool played the way they did last season, but they had Burnley's players, they're not going to win the league. It's as simple as that. We play this way with the players that we've got right now, with ninth currently now. If we have better players, it can probably be better. I don't know what is so hard about that. Obviously, I just won't get it. Um, yeah, massive win. Yeah, it's shy, man. It's a huge win. First win against top six side. We did beat Leicester away. We did beat Leicester away. So, but I know what you're saying in terms of the cachet of Manchester City. Yeah, it's a huge win, man. It's a huge win. Couldn't be happier. Yeah, I'm buzzing. Cannot lie. And that's why I've kind of done this like impromptu live. Wasn't scheduled. I like to schedule my stuff, but you know what? We move, man. We move. Who knows, man? Who knows? Yeah, and Michael, it's a great point because we've done all our damage really against the bottom sides besides Leicester. So we did need a win or some kind of positive result against one of these clubs, but to do it at Manchester City and with 10 men, come on, guys, this is unbelievable. What are we saying here? Tried to rub with the red card. You know what? As we live, we'll just go with what we're going in the comments, man, because you see me, when I first saw it and I saw Liam Cooper was at 4-4, oh my days. Liam Cooper, here we go. Championship challenge, he needs to get rid of it. But you know what? You cannot say that's a red card. I know his foot ended high, but the initial tackle was a yellow. I thought the referee got it right the first time. But whenever these referees are told to go and look at the monitor, 99% of the time they're going to give that red card. And I think that Liam Cooper just has to use his smarts. He was in an area of the pitch where nothing was really going to happen, nothing was really going to come from it. He could have saved that tackle. So I mean, that's the fault on Liam Cooper. But I thought the red card was harsh. I don't want to draw back to the Sheffield United game last week, but when you're talking about Baldock just bulldozing Tyler Roberts over, it is very, very harsh. Maybe Liam Cooper should have stayed down and held his head or something. Then maybe you'd have got away with it. Yeah, but yeah, I thought it was very harsh. And you guys know me. I'm probably Liam Cooper's harshest critic. I thought that it was a harsh one today on him. So yeah, this one, yeah, 2 shots, 2 goals, madness. Yeah, and we did have that one with Rafinha just before when he went through. But then they had one also after that with Bernardo Silva. So it could have gone any way. It could have gone either way. But let's not get it twisted. That second half, we was penned in. The camera didn't move from our penalty box, man. It was just Leeds United defending settings. It was just, it was kind of mad still. And I was clock watching. You know, it's like when you're at a long day at work and you're like, when is it lunchtime? Or when is it break time? When is it home time? That's what I was doing with the clock today. It was mad. I've never clock watched so long, man. Drive it on for the rest of the season. Absolutely, absolutely. Because you know, I saw like there's a few articles about some of our youngsters coming through and shall we give these youngsters game, and the sentimental fans are out there saying, yeah, I'd love to see some of these youngsters. I don't want to see any of them. We've got Gelhard, who's on the bench today. He's probably as far as I'd go in terms of giving him a run out at some point, maybe in the last day against West Brom. But I want to finish as high as possible. I've said 10th. We're currently 9th, and with the way that Arsenal are playing lately, who knows where they're going to end up? Who knows where we're going to end up? I'm so proud of the boys today. I cannot lie. So proud. Bielsa masterclass. You know, well, it's interesting with that one because the commentary also was talking about how we haven't really dug in at any point in the season, and you know this is unlike Leeds. But I think people are forgetting when we beat Burnley at home, we also kind of did the same thing. We was digging in because Burnley were just chucking everything at us, you know, in that old Brexit meat and potatoes style. And we were sitting back, we was defending it, and we held our own in that game as well. So we are able to do it. Plus, you factor in that it's Manchester City away from home, and we're down to 10 men. We're not going to go on the attack all the time. We picked our spots really well. So yeah, I was going to say we haven't lost against Man City this season. It's a crazy stat. It's a crazy stat, man. Let's have a look. Just seeing what's going on in the comments. Shout out to Amelia. Thank you very much. Couldn't be happier. Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm buzzing too. I'm buzzing too, man. Unbelievable. The pundits haven't got a clue. Yeah. Leave. Yeah, man. Listen, guys. Let's try and break down the game a little. And if there's anything that you guys can think of that are in the chat right now, bring it up and we'll talk about it. But I thought that we started really well. I thought that we was, you know, very on the front foot when we had 11 men on the pitch, as Leeds United are going to be. I thought that Llorente was fantastic today. Once again, Llorente is showing his quality, showing his class. As the games go on, he's just getting better. Llorente was superb for me. He was everywhere in that game, just like last week. Amazing, amazing. Yeah, there we go. Immense. He was tremendous. There was a lot of class performances out there. Calvin Phillips really did well today. And he wasn't really getting much of the rub of the green from the ref today. I thought the ref was quite poor. I thought he had a pretty poor game. And listen, you guys know me, I'm not one to slate refs, but I don't think he got a lot of the calls right today. I thought he was a bit, he was giving a lot to Man City. You know, they were tripping themselves over and they were getting free kicks. It was kind of mad. It was kind of mad, you know, saying, yeah. I mean, in all fairness, we are a system team, Mezu, but I think we are seeing some of the players in the system shine up. And Dallas today with 2 goals, just tremendous. We all here have sung Dallas's praises all season long. I think the rest of the Premier League are starting to catch up now. He's our Swiss Army knife. He's good in every position that he plays. Doesn't matter where you put him, left, right, centre mid, left mid, right mid. He's doing the job, and he's giving you consistent performances. This is a team where, for me, and Rafinha will speak about him, but Stuart Dallas is so key to this team, and he showed it today with 2 tremendous finishes. That first goal off the post, and then, yeah, I jumped up like an idiot, man. I cannot lie. Yeah, it's mad. It's so mad. And I'll give him credit too, man. Alioski did what he had to do today. No complaints at all, man. No complaints. Spurs, Newman. Yeah, we ain't Tottenham though, innit? We ain't Tottenham, so I'll let Tobes handle that one. Tobes will talk about if you guys have got a chance or not. You don't think you got 1 ounce of a chance, I gotta be honest. 3. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Robin Cut came on, and again, Robin Cut. We're quite blessed, you know. We're quite blessed in that area. There's one area where I'm not really worried, and it's centre back. You know, Straight came on. You know, Bamford looked disappointed, and obviously he was disappointed. He upset the goal for the Dallas first goal, but you know, Strike just picked up where he left off before he was replaced by Cooper. It's really assuring that we've got 3 really good centre backs. You know, we'll throw Cooper in there, 4 good centre backs, and that's one area that we don't need to concern ourselves with in the summer. It, you know, it's a when you're talking centre backs and how many teams are looking for them. You know, you got a Spurs fan in there. They would probably kill to have Llorente in their team right now. You know, when they've got Davinson Sanchez in there just messing about all the time, and Eric Dyer with his bloody slab feet. So, you know what I mean? Oh, come on now. Not quite, not quite, but he did his job today, man. He did his job. Somebody did ask, I think I've lost it, about Tyler Roberts. Yeah, Tyler Roberts was good today. He held it up where a little bit where Helder Costa wasn't. I thought Helder Costa again didn't really do himself much favors. But Tyler Roberts again, as I say to you, as a midfield player, I think the guy is going to improve a lot. It's when it comes to the shooting where it just looks a little funny to me. The shooting isn't really what I want to see from Tyler Roberts until he can improve that. But I thought that his play today was really good. I thought he fit in. He did a few little bits as well. He's trying to compete with Rafinha, who again, I'm trying to hold off on Rafinha. I really am, but let's have a look. Cooper is reckless. At least all the other players will get a chance in the next 3 games. Will he get 3 games for that? I don't know if that's a 3-game ban. I'm not sure. Is that one a 3-game ban? But yeah, I mean, that's as much as it was. It was reckless. I think the word I'm looking for there is just unnecessary. I don't think it was necessary for him to go in like that at that point of the pitch. I don't think he needed to do it. But you know what? It showed us in a resilient light. It showed us when we need to, we can batten down the hatches and defend as a team. And we did that today with good effect. Yeah. Harati makes a point here. Felt sorry for Paddy and Tyler, but Bielsa knew what tactics to employ. I can't lie. When we was doing the next sub, I thought it was going to be Helder Costa to come off, not Tyler Roberts. But you know, Bielsa sees something. You know, that's why he's the man. That's why he's the man. Yeah, yeah. I know about the 3-game ban thing, but I know sometimes. Yeah, you know what? It probably is a 3-game ban. Yeah, he did take away the yellow, didn't he? Forgot about that. Right. Thank you, Jalaluddin. I hope I've said that right. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate that. And I appreciate anyone that's in here right now, because I know I didn't plan this. I didn't schedule this at all. But you know what? I just couldn't do it just for myself, man. I needed to get some people in here and just talk with me about this game. Just share my joy. Give me some of your opinions. And yeah, man. just couldn't I just couldn't do it on a recording to the camera today. Yeah, John H, the attacking players did as well as they could. Rafinha was good, although he made the wrong decision a few times. Um, yeah, I mean, in all fairness to Rafinha, okay, Rafinha defender right here, but when he did get round the players a few times, he was getting chopped up. I think that was pretty obvious as well. He was getting hacked down a bit. I want to say as well, you know, we're talking about reckless challenges. I thought Raheem Sterling was very lucky today to not get at least a yellow card. I think we were very lucky that Raheem Sterling hasn't played that much football lately, because he was a bit rusty today with his shooting, with his tackling. He was very, very off it today, Raheem Sterling. That wasn't the usual Raheem Sterling that I've seen. But, you know, he hasn't really been getting played that much. But, you know, he had the one where he stepped on Rafinha's ankle. I thought, man, that could be a yellow card. And then he stepped on Melier's hand. You know, so we're talking about recklessness. We're talking about endangering an opponent. He stepped on an ankle and a goalkeeper's hand. You know, so again, I thought he was just a little bit. Yeah, he was poor today. I thought so as well. You know, he's trying to get back in that team. He's trying to get in up to the play of Manchester City. I don't think he did himself any favors with that performance today. Well, see, this is it, Mezu. City need to be more clinical. You'll hear from Manchester City fans that Gabriel Jesus is the answer. If he's the answer, why are they linked with every striker in the summer when Aguero leaves? He's not the answer. See, when you're playing against Gabriel Jesus, you're gonna get opportunities for him to miss a load of chances because he's not clinical. He's not a clinical striker, which is why they're gonna have to go in for another top striker. Me, I've said on this platform when I had my guy tapping Tobes on that I think they could go with Harry Kane. They're already used to a player that's missing games through injury. Harry Kane will possibly miss games through injury, but they'll be getting that goal return. And Harry Kane's a great replacement for Aguero at this stage of his career. So yeah, I mean that's what I'm talking about. Cooper, yeah, but this is the thing though, isn't it, with VAR? I think I said in a couple match reviews ago, there's just no point going on about it until they change the way that it's being operated. The users behind it, I should say. There's no point talking about VAR because you're going to get inconsistencies forever, forever. Because just like Danny Winter says here, balled up no card last week, all because he stays down and holds his head. That should have no bearing on his initial tackle, which was way worse than Liam Cooper's today. Make no mistake about it, it was way worse. And because he goes off with a concussion, they just leave it. No yellow, nothing. They should have been down to 10 men, even with an injury. That shouldn't have mattered. But we're going to get this with VAR this year. They need to, I've said it already, I think they need to overhaul the whole refereeing system. Get all of these guys out that are so pally-pally with all the players. Get some new refs in that have got a fresh vision, fresh point of view, and just go from there. Because we're seeing the inconsistencies with VAR that we were seeing without them before. Yeah. Yeah, I hear you, Bandy. He's not just going to let it go, but also you have to control your tackle a bit more. Again, I'm not saying it's a red, but it's about just being a bit smarter, just playing it a bit smarter at that area of the pitch. Getting a red card there, it was just kind of, it didn't need to happen. But again, I will maintain it wasn't a red, and that is me defending Liam Cooper. So I'm being really honest there. Rebecca G, shout out to you, man. Always supporting me. Thank you, Rebecca. Dream result. It was a reckless challenge from Cooper. He gave the ref a choice. And with VAR, we all know what card Cooper was destined to get. Exactly. He gave the referee a decision to make. And whenever you see the refs go up to the monitor, 99% of the time, they go with changing their original decision. Because in their heads, they're thinking, well, these guys have told me to look for whatever reason. They've told me to look for some reason. So I think I might need it. I think only a weeks ago, and I cannot remember it. The referee was ahead. He went over to the screen quickly and just said, "Nah, I'm keeping my original decision." Big up, Static, man. Big up, man. Thank you. You had a great discussion. Shy. You had a great discussion about big club bias on decision with Rance. You just have to take it on the chin. Sadly, it's true. I kind of remember that. I'm trying to remember what I said, but it would have been on the basis that big clubs naturally are going to get bigger decisions. It's just the way it is. And when you're a big club, don't shy away from it. I think that's what I said. It was like, don't be embarrassed that you guys get more decisions. You're going to because you're the bigger club. So it's going to happen. That's why you always see Man United with all these penalties and everything else like that, that other clubs probably aren't getting. Liverpool get decisions that other clubs probably aren't going to get. There's nothing wrong. I would love us to be in a position where we're one of those teams where we're getting dubious decisions here and there. That's what you have as a big club. You can't shy away from it. You have to embrace it. You really do. Yeah, I think it's going to be natural for Stroke to come back in for Liam Cooper. Bielsa likes his left and right-footed defenders, so I think it will be Stroke to come in. Although I really wouldn't mind who it is out of Cock or Stroke to come in next to him. I really wouldn't mind at all. So, all right, yeah, back to the game. Um, See, no composure, man. I'm Timo Werner up in here, man. So mad. But yeah, it's 1-0. We go ahead, and I'm in dreamland already. I'm already looking at the clock saying when's half time. We get the sending off. Man City, make a change. We have to make a change in getting Bamford off. For Bamford was very unlucky. In fact, in the game as well, Bamford could have, the runs. Sorry about that. We could have been 1-0 ahead before. All it would have taken was just a better ball or a better time run. And I think we would have been ahead before Stuart Dallas to give us the lead. So we had our opportunities. It wasn't just like the first half was one-way traffic like the second half was. It was a much more even game. So yeah, yeah. So up until the sending off, I thought it was an even game. The second half though was a barrage. We were holding on, but that's to be expected. With 11 men, you probably expected to hold on against a Manchester City team. That's not unusual for anyone else to see. It's not unusual for any other team to be in that position. It just happened that it was Leeds United with 10 men. And I was thinking eventually the walls are going to break. And it did. Ferran Torres got in the end. It was 1-1. And I got to be honest, from there, I thought, a point would be a sensational result right now. I wasn't thinking we were going to lose. I thought we would hold on, but we're just like battening down the hatches and putting everything out. Low block City, I thought we'd do all right. But you know what? Rafinha first with the break, I thought, wow, this is it. I thought you were going to get it. But it was just, I think you overthought it because, it's Edison. And, another keeper, I think maybe he slats it over him, but you double thinking yourself when it's Edison because Edison's a quality goalkeeper. Edison got in a good tackle on Rafinha, and then they go up the other end. Bernardo Silva almost puts it in the top corner. And from there you're thinking, well, just hold on. And then, wow, Stuart Dallas with all the composure in the world, 2-1. Cannot tell you what was going on in my head at that time. It's probably still what's going on right now. I'm just all over the place. I'm foggy. I'm just all over the gaff. It's it's just so mad. 2-1. 2-1 win at Manchester City. Come on, man. Static KG. I hope to see you again on Lee Gunner's channel. You got to do as well since the loss on Turkish's channel last night. Yeah. Yeah, the big six. Yeah, I had a comment on Twitter about someone saying I should go on the big six. I think we're, all them prediction on the big six show. Shout out to the big six though, man. That's one show I do love on YouTube to watch. It's great guys on there. But they all thought it was going to be a 3-1, 4-1, 4-2. There were some big scores in there, and Matisse with his Chelsea self talking about Leeds are open and everything else like that. When his team come to the Ellen Road literal carpet, and drew 0-0. I don't know what's wrong with people, man. Shout out to them guys, though. Static, big up to you, man. I didn't watch the game, but wow, Rafinha played really well. When we had an outlet, when we was trying to hold on to the ball or do something with it, just keep possession for a bit, he was our outlet, and he did it tremendously today. Won us free kicks here and there when the referee would actually give us a free kick. Rafinha is the real deal, guys. Like, I'm not at the stage to call him world class. I won't do that. That's reactionary. But he's on that way. He's definitely getting there. If he has another season like this season next year, I'll be on that world class train. But I can't do it just yet. I won't do it. But he's just amazing. I cannot put into words just what this guy gives to me as a football fan. He's my kind of footballer. You know what I mean? Just that kind of footballer where he makes the game look fun. He makes the game look easy. He's a great outlet to have on the team. And like I said before, he's easily the best player that we've had since Harry Kewell. No one has come close to Harry Kewell in terms of natural raw ability at Leeds United. We've had other good players, but not in that stardust bracket where you just don't know what you're going to get from that guy. He's going to be a class play, class goal. We've got that with Rafinha, man. He's just unbelievable. I cannot put it into words, guys. He's just amazing. Let me see. There was somebody asking about Liverpool. Why didn't they check? Liam, shout out to you, man. You're a big supporter of the Chelsea, man. Shout out to you. Why didn't they check Man City's goal for offside? It was a lot closer than you think. If that was Bamford, it would be ruled out. I thought it was offside at first as well, but then you look again. I don't think it was. I know that people say as well, Meslier slipped in that. I still don't think Meslier would have got to it. It was a good strike by Torres, and I think we just have to move on from that one. I thought it was a legitimate goal. And yeah, bigger. Let's just talk about a couple Man City players here. Fernandinho was amazing today. And even though John Stones didn't catch up with Stuart Dallas for the second goal, I thought John Stones was tremendous today. Like John Stones was playing centre back, but he was playing attacking midfield most of the game. Like you got to salute that kind of football. Man City, the way that they play football, they make it look easy. They make it look so easy at times. And listen, you know, they were tremendous. We've already highlighted Sterling was his usual self. Who else was good? You know what, Mendy, Rafinha's getting so much joy when Mendy was on the pitch. You know, I was kind of disappointed when Mendy went off because Rafinha had Mendy on toast all game long. So whenever we had a chance to break and whenever we had an outlet, it was down there left where Mendy was. So, you know, that tells you a bit about some of their weaknesses. But yeah, for me, I'm looking at Fernandinho today. I'm looking at John Stones. Tremendous, just tremendous players. You know, you look at their bench today. It was it was mad. They're just pulling off Foden on, putting on Gundogan. Yeah, it's mad still. Thoughts on our next game? Just looking at some of the comments here. yeah. Shy. Steve will be on the smart. You know what? I'm looking forward to hearing the seeing if he's going to be honest about it. Because I mean, in all fairness, they could have put the game out of sight, but you get your rewards when you defend the way that we did today. So you can't complain. We were clinical with our couple shots. I think it was near 30 shots that these guys had, and yeah, get one, man. That's what I got on right now, man. No shame in it. No shame in it. Cancelo as usual self. I thought he was all right. I thought he was okay. LUFC Foden, Stones thinking he's the man because he had nobody mark him, had his pants down at the end. But that's it, isn't it? It's moments in games. It's moments. Like to me, he looked great all game long. I thought John Stones was tremendous, right? But it's those moments at the end where he needs to do his job defensively. And, you know, Stuart Dallas, as good as he is, he's not the quickest. You think that maybe he'd have a chance to get back, and he didn't. So, you know, it's all about that concentration for 90 plus minutes. John H. Hold on a minute. Monster, by the way. No alcohol. Monster. John H. Did they create many clear-cut chances? They didn't get the chance to like go through one-on-one or have a rare like shot on goal in the penalty area. I think we defend our area well. From crosses, I thought they did everything that he needed to do today. Once again, 21 years old. 5 million. Listen, when you think about Rafinha for 17, Meslier for 5 million, that's recruitment. That's why we are where we are in the table. It's all about recruitment. People keep talking. You know, I've got a lot of Arsenal friends, too many, I think. But they're always talking about money spent, money this. It's not about how much money you spend, it's where you spend your money. And there is just so many. Listen, if you go in the championship now and look at Elise from Reading, I believe he's got an 8 million clause in his contract. Someone's got to pick that up. He's a player that can make the next step up into the Premier League. Elise has looked terrific all year long for Reading. It's all about that. It's not about spending 50 million on a certain player because they're at a certain club or they've got a certain reputation. You get players that first of all fit your system and that are just good players. But if you don't need to spend 50 million, don't. I would never say spend just like when we was going for Ben White at the start of the season. Those price tags were just getting a little bit ridiculous for me. As good as Ben White was for us in the championship, I would never have told the club or advised the club to go spend 30 to 35 million on him. No chance. No way. It's all recruitment so key. Leicester have proved that. Leicester have proved that year in, year out. We're proving that right now with some of our signings. I'm talking about MCILEE and Rafinha, but look at Robin Koch at 13 million. Yes, he's been injured for a bit of the season, but look at that guy for 13 million pounds. Llorente, under 20 million. I can't remember the price of Llorente, but again, that was an under 20 million signing, wasn't it? It's all in the recruitment, guys. Don't let price tags fool you on anything. That's one of the things that people need to just cut out. It's not about spending 50 million on one player. Yeah, I'm just gonna go on to Darshan's comment here. Darshan, have you seen the Aguero to Leeds rumors and what are your thoughts? Listen, Aguero was a world-class striker, amazing striker. You want someone in the box to finish a chance, Aguero's your guy. But we've moved on a bit now. Can you imagine Aguero trying to do a murder ball session for Bielsa? I cannot see it happening. I just can't see it happening. I think he's going to have other options as well with a better pay packet, in all honesty. But I'm just going by the logistics of this kind of move. I think whenever I'm thinking of a player for Leeds United, I'm thinking about training. I'm thinking about their injury history and things like that, because it's important. If you can't keep up with the training at Leeds United under Bielsa, it's not going to happen for you. And Aguero, can you imagine him trying to run around and his thigh just exploding? And nah. I can't see it. And I'm not saying because he's not better than Bamford in that way. I'm just talking about a complete fitness issue. Shout out to Gary R as well, man. Big support on the channel too, man. Thank you. Dallas, you're a superstar. So happy Leeds a lot more solid than the Great Wall of China. Yeah, man, we had that. I don't think Leeds will suffer second season syndrome as long as you keep Bielsa and keep building shy. Correct. I've said it before. I don't think we're going to have that. The easiest comparison is Sheffield United, right? Our recruitment's just better. Our football's better. Our coach is way better. Our coach is one of the best in the league. And this was the thing when I was on podcasts and things before the season started, and I was saying, coaching is so key in this league because there's a lot of teams in this league without any identity. You look at Newcastle, you look at Crystal Palace. It's just ugly. Let's just stay at football. We're not like that. We've got an identity and we'll play to that identity. And we will keep building. There's already talks in the club that there's going to be 4 additions to this team. That's what you need to do. You don't need to gutter the whole team out. You just need to replace and build on what you've got. And with that, unlike what Julian Lescott says, you get better results. Those results where we lost against Wolves 1-0, they stop happening. We have a better chance to win those games with better players. And I think that's going to happen. Let's have a look. Just looking at some of your comments, guys. Would you take Ivan Toney? See, Ivan Toney is a player that I said should have been in the Premier at the start of the season. And I cannot remember if it was on Ranch Show or somewhere else I was at. I was saying he was at the time he was at Peterborough in League One. And he was waiting for a Premier League team to come in and get him. He was waiting for somebody to come in and get him, and no one did. And when you think about West Brom, you think about Sheffield United, you think about a lot of the clubs, even us with just Bamford up front. He would have been a brilliant option to have as somebody, and he would have cost in like a 10 million deal. That's where it comes in for recruitment and people taking a chance on players that are in lower leagues. Instead of going to Spain and spending money on, Cadiz's Oscar Garcia for 15 million, and then he disappears out the league on loan without a trace, without a sight. Sometimes you need to go into the lower league because there are gems in there. There's some players where you just think maybe not, but there are other players where you think, yeah, they can do it. And I think Ivan Toney could have done it. Now he's at Brentford just killing it. If Brentford don't come up, there's going to be a Premier League team that are going to be paying more for him than Aston Villa did for Ali Watkins. That's just how it's going to be. Yeah, MCILEE ratings. He needs his flowers, man, because he's doing so great. So look, Edwin, I love this. Now, this is what we call an ambitious team. I'm identifying myself with Leeds. Forget Man United. Wait a minute. Are you the guy that is kind of like slowly transitioning over to Leeds because of the way we play? Is that you, Edwin? Because there's a few of you that have said that. So I'm just I don't want to get anyone confused. Okay. Yeah, we're not here to take part, man. We're not here to take part. Big up to you, Devon, man. Arsenal fan. Big up to Leeds. Well, hey, we're in competition, aren't we, man? Mid-table champions here. So who's going to finish higher, Arsenal or Leeds? What are you saying? Shout out to you, man. And big up you, Gary, every time, man. Thank you. Yeah, I put out a tweet last night, and I just want to get, while there's people in here, I just want to get your thoughts on what I said because I was watching the build up to the Fulham Leeds game, and you're hearing Fulham are in form. You're hearing Scott Parker's done a brilliant job, and at that point they had lost 3 games in a row. They just need one win to just get out the bottom 3, and Newcastle are probably going to get stuck, and they can't do it. Every game they're just losing. We're in mid-table. They couldn't beat us. They lose against Villa after taking the lead. They don't get the job done there. Wolves are really just meandering in the league right now, and they still couldn't get the job done there. But you'd never believe that Fulham are in the kind of trouble they're in when you listen to some of these pundits talk about Fulham. And that was it. I'm not digging at Scott Parker. I think he's all right, but he's not as good as the pundits are making him out to be. Fulham have won 5 games, which is one more than West Brom have, one more than Sheffield United have. So where's all these plaudits coming from? And this is kind of why I don't like listening to build up to games, because then it just makes me do these kind of things I don't want to be doing. I don't want to do it, but it's just unwarranted saying Fulham are doing really well. If this is really well, then what were they doing at the start of the season? You know what I mean? It's yeah. Yeah, and you know what? I think it's something that we've said before. I think it was on Rant Show we said it. Just like Frank Lampard, if you talk well, if you come across like you know what you're talking about, you can get away with a lot. And I think that's what's going on with Scott Parker, because he speaks the way he does, and because he gives people that Park Life YouTube material after. I think he gets away with a lot. But look at their results, and just put them in the light a little more. That's all I'm saying. Yeah. Yeah, and this is for me where I kind of stopped listening to build up to games, because it was at that point where Bielsa's getting cussed out and naive and all these buzzwords that these people keep using. If Bielsa was in the exact same spot at Fulham right now, still doing what he's doing, not winning games, not scoring goals, not speaking English, can you imagine the crud that Bielsa would be getting right now? It would be insane. It would be insane. Mr. P, shout out Leeds born Stuart Dallas gets a brace against Manchester City. Give that man an honorary knighthood and keys to the city. Yeah. I mean, for anyone that's not aware, Stuart Dallas is from people don't know. They said Leeds born Stuart Dallas, which is just incredible. Incredible. Let's have a look. So to be fair, KG Oliver was terrible. Yeah, man. Shout out, Rance. Yeah, and I know Saeed's suffering too, man. Man United are winning games, and Saeed still looks depressed, man. But I love Saeed, man. Saeed is one of my favorite people on here. He's just funny. He's a funny guy, and his delivery and stuff is just hilarious. But you have to give Saeed credit though, and he tried to go along with that Harry Beckenbauer stuff, and just realized that just wasn't the card that needed to be dealt. Go on the big six. Okay, that's not my call. And besides, I think there's other people that need to go on the big six. I think Lee Chappie's probably worthy of a spot on the big six, considering Leicester have won the league recently and have been in the top 4 race for the last few years. So maybe Lee Chappie is in ahead of the queue than me right now. So Edwin again, Bielsa is the definition of a manager managing the team without one hand tied behind his back, and that's why you guys are lit. Yeah, I mean it's about the control that he's got at the club. It's needed to have someone like Bielsa. He's very meticulous. He doesn't like things that aren't done in a certain way. So you do need to have those in place for him at the club. Um, if he and it's funny, you always see if he goes to Arsenal, can he do it there? I don't think so. Just from the way that Arsenal are, the way that Arsenal are in terms of their attitude and just the things that go on behind the scenes there, I think he'd quit after 2 days. So it has to be the right mix. And I've said it all along. Bielsa and Leeds United just go together like this. We're both very, very talked about in ways in the media that people don't really like us, but they kind of respect what we do. We just go together. Bielsa and Leeds is just like a marriage made in heaven. Honestly, that's what I'm talking about. People need to start flip flopping Bielsa. Yeah, and that's why I don't listen to pundits no more. See, they'll give us all the credit today. Bielsa did this and that, and if we lose the next game, it'll be back to Bielsa's naive again. It's the same. That's why I don't. That's why I don't bloody listen to these guys. We need to get a Bielsa camp. Legitimate. They should get that. You know. They talk about his bucket still. You think that he was just in his first year in the championship? No, I don't know Steve from the Big Six. I don't know. I don't know who he is. I think out of all those on the Big Six, he's the only one that I've never ever spoken to. Coach of the year, man. Yeah, he was nominated for that. And bit hard to not give it to the Bayern guy. Shy. When you think about it, Scott Parker dropping Mitrovic for most of the season might cost him survival, not a masterclass, or so is it? Yeah, I mean, there's just a few other issues there at Fulham, though. I don't think just Mitrovic, because in all fairness, when Mitrovic has played early on in the season, I don't think he's been that impressive himself. So, but that's it again, isn't it? It's about who you're bringing in and who you're deciding to pick. They decided to spend money on even Cavallero, which was a terrible move. You know, Fulham have only scored more than one, yeah, against Leeds. Well, we do that for people. We did that for Palace too. Remember, that's what I'm saying. And as the quality of play gets better, those kind of stats are going to get wiped out. We're going to stop doing all that stuff all the time. It's going to happen sometimes, but not on the frequency it does right now. Yeah, man, guys, I needed this. So 42 minutes in. Please smash the like if you're watching now. If you're watching the replay, smash the like and subscribe if you're not subscribed already. Can't believe I've been talking for 42 minutes, man. I'm just buzzing, man. I'm just cloud nine. Cloud nine. So yeah, guys. Let's have a look. Hold on. Sorry, I missed this one. All right. Michael, I think you're right in recruitment has spent 50 million on a player. Well, I would argue, and there's validity to that. There is the validity to that, if I can get the word out. But if Rafinha costs 50 million for us, would that be our 50 million player? Or is it just smart recruitment that we got him at 17? You know? If you're saying about Regulon, how much did he cost? Was he like 20 or something like that? I don't know. I don't know. But it's not, because then you look at, say, Arsenal. I use them as an example again. 72 million on Pepe. Come on now. Is that what you want? It's hit and miss with every signing you make. We spent 5 million on a goalkeeper. That may have not worked out. And then people would have said, well, that's what you get for spending 5 million. But then you can also then look at Ramsdale at Sheffield United that cost 18.5 million. I could have told you from the start that was a bad idea. So sometimes it's all about what the clubs are willing to pay or what the selling club is willing to accept. So it's not always about just saying he's 50 million, this is going to be great for us. You have to be smarter. Think about it. Think about for Leicester. Think about James Justin right now, how much he would cost. I know he's injured right now, but how much would James Justin go from Leicester right now? How much did he cost? Was it around 5 million from Luton? You just have to pick your spots, man. Pick your spots. It's not always about that price tag. So yeah, guys, listen. I just to wrap the game up. I don't even know what kind of what kind of order this thing has gone in. But the main basis of the game was red card, harsh. Yes, I think a yellow would have sufficed, but it was a needless, reckless tackle. Dug in the second half. Great defensive display from the boys. Everybody, no one's getting singled out as a weakling. Everybody did their job today against a really great Manchester City team, and 2-1 victory away from home. I'm on cloud nine, still buzzing, still buzzing. So, you know, thank you for everyone that jumped on with me today. I know it was out of the blue. I'm going to schedule it. We've got Liverpool up next. I'm going to try and get a couple of my Liverpool boys on here if they're available. If it's not going to be a couple of them, maybe one. I'm going to try and get a preview done for that at some point next week. Hopefully someone will be available. And so look out for that in the schedule. And I'm going to ask them at some point this weekend, and we'll get a Liverpool preview done. We can beat Liverpool. See, the thing is, I was thinking that before this game anyway. I was literally thinking that out of the 3 games we got coming up, I thought Liverpool was probably the one where we'll probably got the best chance of getting a win. So I'm with you, Mezu. So Nick Matthews, shout out to you, man. Enjoy KG, man. Stuart Dallas, player of the season. Mariner, no comment. Yeah, referee was pony today, man. But big up to you, Nick, man. And Stuart Dallas, if people said he was their player of the season, I got no objections to that. Me personally, I still give it to Rafinha just because he's a game changer. And for me, that's my kind of baller when you're making differences like him today. Just when you watch the replay back as well, just look how many times he relieved the pressure by just dribbling in and out of the Man City players. These are Man City players that are just in you know, you can't get around them. He was just dribbling through them, and to the point where Fernandinho just hacked him out. It was ridiculous, man. Big up, Static, man. Thank you for tuning in, man. Thank you. Take care of yourself. Liverpool currently 0-0 with Villa 37 out. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. Listen, I don't want to give too much away right now, but Liverpool is a very winnable game, and it's when you say it out loud, and you know we're Leeds United, and we're talking about the current champions of England. We're saying it's a winnable game. It shows you the confidence that we've got in our team. Granted, you know, full disclosure, I wasn't expecting much against Man City at the last review I did, but it's Manchester City. Why wouldn't you feel like that? But yeah, Liverpool at this point in time, I'm agreeing about that. So yeah, look out for that. And thank you for everyone that's tuned in. If you're watching the replay, like I say, smash a like, subscribe to the channel, man. Let's build this thing up. Let's get this thing, you know, growing even more. I'm trying not to be impromptu with another match reaction, but thank you for everyone that tuned in. Honestly, yeah, exactly. And we've seen many times. Just think as well, we'll have Jack Harrison back for that game. You know, and we did really well as well, considering we didn't have Jack Harrison today, obviously, because he's on loan from Man City, which is still crazy. That is 3rd year on loan, and he's, you know, but hopefully he's signed permanently. I want Jack Harrison here permanently. But yeah, absolutely high tech. If we can get at Liverpool the way that we've done today and in previous games, and the way that they're playing, in all fairness, we've got a good chance. We really do. He did Liverpool 4-3 with VVD in defence, yeah, and that's when you're thinking at the time Liverpool are going to probably go on to defend their league, and obviously things have just gone off the rails for them for various reasons this season. Various reasons, not just injuries. You know, as much as the Liverpool defence team want to say that it's not just injuries, there's other things that factor at that, and I'm hoping to get a couple of those Liverpool fans on the channel next week. But guys, I'm going to end it here. Thank you for tuning in. Manchester City 1, Leeds United 2. Buzzing. Peace out, man. Thank you for tuning in, guys. Smash a like, subscribe.